Alrighty, hello everybody, and we have reached the end. We are down to our final regular match of OMLN4 Long Note Tournament 4. We started off with, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but 239 players, and now we are down to the final 2 players in this tournament. And what better 2 than our first seed, Nepijin, versus our second seed, Pavin. And, I mean, look at the numbers. Nepijin still undefeated throughout their entire matchups throughout this tournament, while Pavin has had a pretty rough ride to the grand finals, but they are here and looking to get a vengeance from the winners finals here, as they were knocked out by Nepijin in that match. And this is going to be a fun one, I will say that. As always, I am Arasadi, and commentating along with me is going to be none other than the host, Polytetral. How's it going?
Hello everyone, I am so excited for this. Honestly, I'm like already shaking in my seat just waiting for this match to happen. It's been what I could say has been 2 years of production, going all the way up until maybe 2 to 3 months of tournament gameplay, and everything is just so set and ready to go for this last hurrah match that we have here.
Yeah, I mean, I was a part of that for just a bit, seeing how this was going, and I mean, wow, insane production behind the scenes, and it's all led up to this. And even just with my experience in this tournament, commentating, reffing, all the fun stuff, it has been an absolute journey. But all good things must come to an end, and one last dance between these 2 players will decide everything on who will win it all in this tournament. Of course, if Nepijin wins this match, it's over. But if Pavin wins, then a bracket reset will happen, and these players will have to duke it out again, as typical match rules are.
Yep, indeed. Nepijin currently sits in the winner's bracket, so he will have to win this current match, and if Pavin wins it instead, then they'll go into a bracket reset where there is a chance, both players will get really, really tired, so it is very hard to tell how everything will even turn out at that point of time. But, well, currently we have our first match at hand. I think this is really the most important moment for both players. They need to get their picks right, they need to get their bans right, their protects right. And speaking of bans and protects, it seems that Pavin has banned Tech 4 and Nepijin has banned Density 5, which is...
Yeah, honestly, I feel this is a very good ban from Nepijin, because like I said, these 2 players have faced each other previously in winners finals, so Nepijin does have an idea on how Pavin plays, and Pavin is one of the density players of all time. That is what Pavin strategizes in best, and you can see they did get that density 1 protect, and Pavin as well. They have some knowledge on Nepijin here, and banning Tech 4 while Nepijin is probably the strongest in that technical field alongside the coordination as well. So of course makes sense for that coordination 1 protect from Nepijin and density 1 protect from Pavin. So these players need to play their cards right, especially when you're on the biggest stage of them all. And here we go. It is showtime, ladies and gentlemen. We are headed into our first pick of Wildcard 2 from Nepijin.
And indeed, it is showtime as we get into the first pick of our championship match, which is Teenage City Riot by Nepijin. And as we begin, already, this is really starting to look a little bit of a competition to be had.
Yeah, opening up this map, lots of these flams, lots of these mini jacks kind of flooding open, some of these shields as well. And I mean, Pavin, just going off of last week in finals, they can really stomp on a dime and stay within a couple hundred points of Nepijin. It's just if Pavin can hold on to that accuracy and prey on some bad judgment on the side of Nepijin, which we have seen plenty of times in this tournament. It takes a lot for a player like Nepijin to break. They have defied all odds, and was that Client? I think that was Client, but I think Nepijin's break there wasn't Client.
Oh, that's a relatively interesting turn of events. If I'm not wrong, I feel like I've never seen Nepijin miss in the entire tournament before, actually. So I think this is kind of an interesting turn of events where Pavin is able to keep up the combo and Nepijin currently needs to keep up his accuracy, just make sure that he doesn't let the scoreline go a little bit over Pavin. And speaking of more breaks, Nepijin is going to break a second time, which again sends the lead back to Pavin, which is just a very interesting turn of events we have never seen before, I think, in the entire tournament.
Yeah, Nepijin on the chopping block now for this pick. Although it is a pretty long map, we still have this back half left to go. And this lead is within a miss of difference. So it is up to Pavin. Can they hold on to that combo and avoid giving any form of leverage to the side of Nepijin? This is what Pavin has been looking for throughout their matchups with Nepijin. But this map still has a lot more to give, especially with the trend of Epic Man's mapping here. Their LN, a lot of dump and just lots of these more very awkward patterns, and kind of just goes off of the free flow of how they are hearing maps. While it is paying off very well in Pavin's favor, they are still holding on to their full combo, and they're also holding on to that full combo, or to the very solid accuracy as well. Nepijin only ahead by 200%, despite what, 4 or 5 misses? Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Nepijin definitely does have the accuracy. And speaking of accuracy, score difference, Pavin actually does make a miss in this last part of the map right here. This is going to push back the score quite a little bit, but Nepijin continues to give misses to Pavin, which is most unfortunate because honestly all you could do right now is to actually keep up a combo game, and Pavin is better at the combo game. And oh my god, that one break from Nepijin Pavin trading is just going like many ways right now.
And this avant-garde ending here, you cannot let go of any sense of the keyboard as it goes until the final second. And Nepijin, despite having a very, very close grasp on the lead, it was just unfortunate they found a lot of breaks in some of these more uncomfortable sections. And Pavin going to strike first in this match, going to pick up their first point and a break point as well. And ladies and gentlemen, not only is this Pavin's first point, but this is also the first point that Nepijin has given up in this entire tournament.
What a phenomenal time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. And as we see the iron being struck hot, Pavin decides to go directly for density 2, which is one of our easier densities. I think one of the less more conventional densities that we can actually go for in this round. I think Pavin just kind of wants to keep up the advantage in terms of consistency and just being able to combo overall. I think this map is one of the easier maps to combo, I think, in this map pool. All of that being considered, this map pool is just really difficult to combo.
Yeah, and I think Pavin is going into this map with a more accuracy lens, going for the easier density picks, because I'm sure they know that Nepijin can definitely stay up to level with Pavin, as these are the two greatest players we have in the tournament, quite literally. But like I said at the beginning of the stream, Seed 1 and Seed 2 duking it out, so there is a lot at stake between these two, and they can really keep each other in a choke, basically have each other at each other's throats throughout these maps. And Pavin, I feel, is going to go with what they feel best here with their density, but go for the less physical just to make sure it's still in their comfort range and see if they can really take over on that accuracy component. But right now, they are fighting a bit of drops of accuracy here with the more just pure inverse LN here. 99.72 for them, while Nepijin with a roughly 300 points of difference here, 300% of a lead for them right now.
Yeah, currently their rivalry has just been nigh unmatched in the rest of the entire tournament bracket itself. In fact, I think Nepijin and Pavin used to face off against each other even in the previous edition of the Long Note tournament, and they also started facing off against each other in finals, so both of them have been rivals for quite a good while. I think they're just fated to meet here once again on this platform. And speaking of fated rivalries, look at their accuracies. And as I say that, Nepijin goes for an accuracy drop and another combo drop.
Yeah, Nepijin going to be the first to break here, and this is what Pavin was looking for. And now they are 3,000 points ahead of Nepijin, but things aren't safe for Pavin. You cannot take your foot off the gas. You still need to be in full gear, especially when you're up against a gauntlet like Nepijin. And already they are making a very fast climb up to Pavin's accuracy here. It doesn't take long for that combo cap to be met, especially with an LN-based tournament. But Pavin doing an excellent job maintaining their accuracy above 99.7 for as long as they can. And there is still a quarter of the map left to go, and Nepijin, yet slow but surely making their way up there to nearing that 99.7 marker. And Pavin now less than 3,000 points to work with here. I think even just a 100 could potentially swing things here, and they need to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. As you start seeing a lot of these more dumpy stream sections coming in, there is a chance that Pavin could still break, but I think his current strategy right now is just really to tunnel vision his way through and make sure that he is not going to miss completely, because the moment he misses that point, that 200 score gap, that 2000 score gap is just going to go straight right back into Nepijin, and he manages to avoid all of that, getting a 989k on this map, having, well, a better 200 count, but Nepijin with the higher ratio overall. I think this really sets the dynamic of the egg versus combo that we're going to be seeing probably for a good while of this match.
Yeah, and also that was one of the big things we saw last week in finals was Nepijin is prone to missing a lot in the more later game picks. Even if it's just one or two, that is the deal breaker, as Pavin has absolutely took advantage of those breaks from Nepijin and still manages to squeeze out these leads here. And Nepijin gonna try to get on the board here with wildcard 1, gonna stick in their wildcard range, and I mean things were close on both of those maps here, and gonna go for Hello BPM 2023, I believe. Yes. Very hard to read this font. I gotta put my glasses on.
Yeah, unfortunately we have a little bit of a small text with this UI moment, but I can assure you, I mean, even if you didn't know, I would be able to tell you the maps anyway, because I kind of have them down to a little bit of a T, at least in terms of how I remember them. Hello BPM 2023 actually being one of the big collaboration maps that we had starting from 2 years ago. I think this is when Reveal, those of you who remember, Reveal was still mapping. So he actually had a part in this well, not really a tiebreaker, but a wild card. And as we get ourselves started on this gauntlet of a map, which is a collaboration of, I think, 8 mappers, including me, myself, this is just the nightmare scenario to be playing off against each other. I really wonder what's gotten into Nepijin's mind when he's playing it, but I think he's just proving why he's doing that right now. holding a beast 99.78, 99.77 accuracy right now. I think he's just really going all out on this, trying to really catch Pavin off guard, but seems like he is the one who's getting off guard by some of these bursts. It's just crazy to see right now.
Yeah, both these players have been diving into those more accuracy-based picks here throughout the first few maps here, but Nepijin really going to be the first to take really take a peek at the more denser maps we have in this pool and the more physical ones. And then again, the trend continues, Nepijin being the first to find a break, but their accuracy is roughly in range of Pavin. But now they are virtually tied at AC. It's just that Pavin is still full comboing and Nepijin riding off one miss. There is still map left to go, and that is a difference of less than 2,000 points. And if Pavin is not careful whatsoever, it can take just the smallest of breaks to swing things in Nepijin's favor. But Nepijin, okay, thankfully that was Bancho. Oh my goodness.
Dude, thank God, man. And this part is just absolutely brutal in terms of mapping. I remember those reviews part. It is just crazy, and the second half is actually even more brutal than the first half. And speaking of brutal misses,
and Nepijin going to find another break here. And that was a big accuracy drop as well. They're now down to that 99.5 range, but Pavin starting to find accuracy drops as well. And there's a break from Pavin, and multiple as well. Isn't enough though. 1,000 points. We still have this very fast ending to go. And Nepijin is holding on. Pavin breaks again. Nepijin is still holding on. They have lead now. 2,000 points in their favor. And it's going to come down to the final density section here. But Nepijin breaks. It swings over to Pavin.
oh my god, one can wonder if you had picked in that one last section right there, but it seems like Pavin is going to barely take that point with 955 points. Just what a competition that was on the second half. Just breathtaking. I didn't have time to process any of that at all. I'm just saying.
It was right there for Nepijin. That break heading into the final inverse section of the map. Unfortunately, picking up a drop at the end, and Pavin pulls the rug below Nepijin and steals the point at the last minute. And Pavin now up 3-0 and taking a break point here. They are going to go for Tech 2.
Which is Sugar Killer. Fun fact. This map was actually proposed by our very mapper Danny PX, but it seems like our map pullers took over taking this map to chart in general, so you have an entire gauntlet of what is just an absolute nightmare, because our pullers know how to really make these players fight for their lives, I would just have to say. And Pavin with a horribly false start, going right down to the low 99. I think this just really probably sets the stage for what's going to happen on his own pick, which is Tag 2. And this map in particular is very tricky. I think it used to be one of our hardest charts, maybe even harder than Dead Air, which is the one that everyone dreads. But we shall just see how both players really hold up with some of these really abrasive dumps.
Yeah, a very abrasive opening with lots of these more dump LNs, and like you mentioned, Pavin finding a bit of a nasty break to, well, not nasty break, but nasty accuracy drop to open up this map. But oh, there's a break from Pavin, a very clean one at best though, as they only suffered roughly 0.2% there. But now Nepijin going to take a commanding lead, 7,000 points in their favor, and Pavin finds another break. They are now in that low 99 range, and this is Nepijin's prime opportunity. They find a break, but they keep the accuracy intact here, and 99.7 for them here. As even though they trade one back, I think that's a bit too much from the side of Pavin for things to really switch up, as Nepijin, even though they find a break and drop that accuracy, they're still ahead by roughly 7,000 points.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that huge accuracy lead is definitely going to give Nepijin a huge advantage, at least in terms of score right now. Well, granted that Pavin is also a few misses behind of him, but you know, as you can see, the grand finals pool is just nothing but brutal. Like, if the player just suddenly loses a little bit of their awareness, they're gonna drop a lot. As you can see, some of these patterns are just not meant to be side read.
Yeah, you really need to go into that editor and look at what you're going for. Practice the map a few times before heading into these maps, as, well, like you said, it is not sight readable. And as we head into our final quarter of the map here, Pavin, the time is slowly running out for them here as they pick up another drop. It's now a 5-digit score difference between Nepijin and Pavin here. They pick up another few. They pick up a few more breaks now on Pavin. While Nepijin still on a very solid run here. I think a 1 missed run for Nepijin right now, as they are in the 3,000 combo range, but they do find a break. But that is way too late to be dropping for Nepijin, as they still have 17,000 points in their favor. And heading into the ending here, unless a monumental collapse happens on Nepijin, they can take a deep breath, as they are now on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Look at it. Look at that ratio from Nepijin, just 1 to 5. Honestly, Pavin's not even that further behind. It's like maybe a couple of hundred. Mostly, it was on the misses that really just was a little bit of a regretful run from Pavin, probably. The fact that we can see like 2 top players just battling off at this top map pool and just still somehow being able to get some kind of competent ratio on these map pools is just absolutely baffling. I am gonna be honest with you. I did not expect this coming.
I mean, who else but the first seed? They have, like I said, they have defied all odds, really, in this tournament. They do the unexpected in this tournament. And same with Pavin as well. I mean, you're up against quite literally the 2 best players in this tournament. You are going to be expecting a lot of script flips in this, especially in this match here. And Nepijin going to opt for Coordination 3, and I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah, what else than a timing hell called timing hell? That was the joke that we went for. Like, about 2 years ago when we commissioned Takehiro Tei for this lovely song with lovely vocals. I gotta say though, I think it's a banger for a song that had lyrics based on literally a pendulum physics, which is it's just something quite mind-boggling. You kind of have to look at the lyrics video in order to know. Shoutouts to Ilka, who's our video editor for this song in particular. As you can see, the video is in the background.
There we go. We get to see the video live. Thankfully, hopefully these players don't have the video on, as that will be a major distraction for either side. And Pavin gonna open up with a break here, as a very, very uncomfortable beginning for them. Maybe timing how not their style, as Nepijin, literally one of, if not the greatest timing player we have seen. They can absolutely rule the timing hell leaderboards if you ever pay attention to the Otsumania Love Charts leaderboards, or just really anything in particular, as they have a 3,000 point lead now from that break from Pavin.
Yeah, absolutely. I am getting absolutely distracted by the video that's just playing in the background right now. But as you can see, I think Pavin had a little bit of an early drop, which, well, this song is relatively long, so he doesn't have a little bit of ground to work with, at least if he wants to see a couple of misses from Nepijin. But as I'm gonna say, Nepijin's score right now seems like he's going for a personal best. 99.76 going into the rap section of this song. Rap's lyrics provided by Rini the 16th, which is I don't know. Honestly, such an honor to have.
Yeah, and as we are in this more, like you said, rap section here, the whole scenery of the map kind of changes up their style. And Nep actually going to pick up a few breaks here. Is it up to swing things in favor of Pavin? I don't think so, as the accuracy still favors Nepijin. But that was a few breaks. I think one more and we would have seen that swing in the blue. But now you're dealing with less than 1,000 points now between these two players. And this is absolutely dangerous territory now for Nepijin. They cannot afford any more drops as Pavin now striking back 4,000 combo in cashed in now and heading into our back half now. Here we go.
Yeah, Nepijin is barely saved himself from the clutches of death just by accuracy, sheer accuracy, and just keeping up the combo alone. Going up to 1.6k combo right now. He really needs to keep this up if he doesn't want to lose his score lead against Pavin, who has been basically playing a combo game on Nepijin this entire time. It's just so nerve-wracking right now. They are at a score difference of less than 2,000 points.
Yeah, a little bit of a break section for these players to kind of catch their breath. You would have to imagine how nervous these players are feeling, especially Pavin. And there's a break on the break. And now that lead will balloon to 3,000 points in favor of Nepijin, but there is still map left to go. That is a miss of difference, but Pavin picks up another break now, 8,000 points in favor of Nepijin. As now this map is slowly beginning to run out of time. We are down to our final 6th of the map here, and Nepijin is taking command now. 8,000 points in their favor, as now they're the ones about to almost hit this 4,000 combo cap range. And as this map is nearing its outro, time is dwindling for Pavin. And here we go.
You could say this is a timing hell in terms of the amount of time left for them to really just catch up in terms of score. And 9k for this ending is not something that's sizable, or at least I think so, but as you can see this ending, it really it's just way too many bursts. But it seems like both players make it through and safe and sound. Just phenomenal score from Nepijin. Like, what can I say? 2 miss, 986. Bro must be farming the tickets.
Yeah, this guy is, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen their name on that Ordeal in Illusion leaderboard a lot. They are an absolute beast. And speaking of which, don't forget, this is your last chance to submit some Ordeal in Illusion scores to get them tickets, no matter how many scores you submit, what placement you are. Just if you submit a score once, you have a chance to win some pocket change when I believe this tournament concludes, if I'm correct.
Yes, Audio in Illusion will be closing at 14 UTC tomorrow. So if you're still interested in participating with our last 3 originals, you can head right down to our server and submit a couple of scores. All you have to do is submit a replay that's made while online, as well as your screenshot of the same score. Anyway, aside from that, all of that advertising, nobody wants to hear my advertising, it's okay. It's time for D1 Codename Sierra by Yurista. So this is what I believe is our 250 BPM 4-minute electric boogaloo of just density. Just density.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably Pavin's greatest opportunity. I believe this is their Protect, I think. I could be wrong, but I know Pavin did protect one of those density picks. I mean, I honestly do not blame him for a map like this. It seems very textbook at density for Pavin, and like I said, they excel best in density, and Nepijin also does as well, but just Pavin a lot more consistent, a lot more more accuracy beneficial on these more density picks, as that is a difference of 1/100 of a percentage. and that is roughly 300 points of difference between these two players. It is by the smallest of accuracies here, but Nepijin starts to get the AC lead now, but that lead is refusing to switch over to Nep here.
It's just a little bit of a stubborn lead in terms of 1K score, and this score has gone even more stubborn with Nepijin's 2-3 misses now. It's just absolutely baffling.
Yeah, Nepijin picking up a few breaks here. They are now down at that 99.5 range, but like you said, this is 3 whole minutes of just pure density. And I mean, Pavin is also prone to break, so you cannot count anybody out just yet, but it's just, can Pavin really find the will to find any? Really, that is the penultimate question, as they have been absolutely cruising through this map so far, heading into the back half now. Nepijin making a fine recovery here, almost up to 99.6, but 7,000 points of difference is the margin, and oh boy, it is starting to get a bit scary.
Indeed, you gotta wonder that if both of us are really this nervous, maybe both players are just so nervous right now. I don't even know if they have nerves or like if they are just really just crusading through and really tunneling their way through this couple of maps. It's just absolutely monstrous to see. Pavin with that incredible accuracy up until now 99.79. It makes it look like it's a round of 16, you know.
Yeah, Pavin just casually still holding on to a full combo here, almost about to hit the 8,000 combo cap here. And these players finally able to catch a break here from the absolute monster that was the first 3 quarters for about 2 seconds before I head straight back into pure density here. And both these players managing to hold up very well. Nepijin slowly but surely climbing back. 7.5 thousand points in Pavin's favor. They need to hold on to this window of points because Nepijin is slowly but surely creeping up. That will slowly turn into 1 miss of difference if Nepijin can pull off the insane recovery. But Pavin 9,000 combo for them.
Nah, this is just absolutely not normal. I think we are going right into what I think is the last drop of this last dance section of this map, and Pavin is about to break 10k combo. Can he do it? Can he do it? And he does it!
Oh my goodness! 10,000 combo for Pavin.
Nah, he's gonna make sure that he FCs this map right now. It's just oh my goodness.
What the heck was that?
Oh my goodness,
and
dude.
They don't tell me you just single digit 300 or 200 that. And a 992k as well from Pavin. Like I said, these players have defied all odds in these past, in their past matches. So, I have expected the unexpected here.
Nah, I don't think anyone expected this coming, to be honest. Nepijin has been so strong for the past 6 rounds of this tournament, and it's just absolutely mind-boggling to be seeing this dynamic coming from Pavin of all rivals. And I don't know, I think this is just an absolutely historical moment to be seeing live right now, and as we say, it is historical. Nepijin goes right for Wildcard 3, which is our original song from the scene. I don't know what to say here.
Oh my goodness, me neither. I've just been in absolute awe, and Nepijin now gonna offer Wildcard 3. They have been staying in this Wildcard field for quite a bit now, outside of that one coordination map, which I believe went in their favor. So they're trying to exhaust out all these wildcard picks here, as Pavin is up 4-2 right now. While Nepijin looking to make this a 1-point differential here.
Just what can I say? We have here our very own 280 BPM stream/burst map. As you can see, the video gets loaded in. Oh dear, we're in for an experience, guys. Just in case, you might need a warning for like light/strobing effects, but just in case. But I think we should be fine with maybe about 20% background deep, but without any further ado, we shall be going right into the first section of this song.
Yeah, and here we're going with our first section of this map, and Pavin with a bit of a accuracy drop here to open things up that will give Nepijin just a tiny bit of a boost here. Nothing too much to really write home about, as there is still plenty of map left to go, but like I've said, every judgment counts, no matter to what degree. And Nepijin going to be the... Wait, actually no, that was a trade-off, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I think both players have really dropped by now, and Nepijin on a... just building up to his combo cap, just keeping up his accuracy. I think Pavin might be struggling a little bit with the BPM, particular for this map. I don't know what's going on with that client. Oh, okay, no, but it is a client miss. But, okay, that one definitely didn't seem like a client miss. I am getting very confused right now. Are we confused? Anyway, Nepijin on a 99.7 ratio. This was kind of the kind of performance I was expecting from Nepijin on this map in particular, for no apparent reason at all. I just felt like it would happen.
Yeah, and heading into the heading out of the first half of this map, Pavin now down to that 98 range. Now it's almost a full percentage of difference between these two players. Nepijin finding a break, but I mean at this point, 18,000 points in the pot now. There is a lot that Nepijin needs to somehow swing things over to the side of Pavin, but hey, we have seen a lot of ludicrous things happen in this tournament. I feel like at this point, there is, if you believe it's impossible, it's possible to happen.
Yeah, I think we've been pushing a lot of limits with this tournament. I think be it the players or the production itself, we have just been pushing way too much, and Nepijin seems like he's pushing himself a lot right now just to kind of keep up the accuracy that he has. It's a very monumental lead that he has right now, 99.68, despite I think what was like 3 to 4 misses from him so far. It is a limit break moment. It is just breathtaking.
Yeah, I mean, the visuals explain for itself on just how breathtaking this really is, and as Nepijin really closing out this map here. 99.7 still on a couple breaks as well, while Pavin just trying so hard to show signs of life. And I mean, they've made it back up to 99%. They are showing a comeback, but I feel like it's too late. 22,000 points, and despite Nepijin's breaks here, you're gonna have to see a lot more than just that. And as the map concludes, all that's left is this outro, and Nepijin has made things a 1-point difference now in this match, and we have a game and a half.
Yes, this is just... I don't know what to say. What is that ratio? I'm sorry. More misses than 200s? I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. Are you farming tickets on stream right now?
I think we are farming tickets live here. Nepijin wants the 33 United States dollars.
Okay, so true. Aside from the prize money that he's already guaranteed to have, but aside from that, he has received a divination. Hopefully Nepijin is feeling okay right now, at least in terms of condition. It seems like he really wanted to win that point quite badly, so hopefully this is a little bit of a confidence improvement for Nepijin. I think emotion regulation and conditioning is so important in these kind of matches. You really have to pace yourself out. Maybe keep a couple of points in your pocket regardless of what happens. Just make sure not to burn out your picks too early, especially when you know you're in for a very, very, very long match like this one. And speaking of long things, this is not long. Density 4 is going to be the pick from Pavin.
Yeah, and also to really take note here, Pavin is down to their final density pick now with this map, and seeing how they've exhausted their density maps. I mean, maybe, of course, you have some of the remaining tech picks and one final wildcard, but Nepijin has been preserving their final 2 coordination maps and has really tackled that wildcard pool. And I mean, with Pavin, they have stuck to their guns with density, which has played out for them, but they still need 3 more points to force a bracket reset. And there's only 2 remaining density picks, so you're gonna have to make the most out of, at least if it does happen, 1 point. So here we go, underway with Density 4 now. A very short map like you have alluded to, so I would say with these players, it's the difference of probably 200s, I will say. 200s or even 300s if I'm being bold.
Yes, absolutely. I think both players have been just all around each other in terms of 300s and 200s. I think this is going to go down to the wire if I had to predict. Both players playing at perfect condition right now. 99.86 from Nepijin, 99.76 from Pavin. So we obviously have a start for Nepijin with an accuracy lead, but that score lead is definitely not going to be safe at all. Especially we've been seeing the same kind of trend happening throughout all the rounds, in fact, from round of 64 up until now. It's just that they happen to be playing on a higher level and they are both still rocking it like it's nothing. I do not know what to say. Again, I am speechless.
Yeah, they have each other by the throats here, and no player is willing to give up, besides a few 200s on both sides of the board, dropping down just off of these bursty LN transitions here. And it's only a difference of 400ths of a percentage, and Nepijin and Pavin are just oh so close. And these walls coming in these bursts, none of the players really switching up. 60 points of difference as you head into the final 6 of the map. Oh my goodness.
Pause, champ, pause. Oh, Nepijin, Pavin actually dropped a couple of 200s, which will give the lead a very, very slight lead back to Nepijin, but this lead is still
it's going back and forth now.
Yeah, it's going down the wire. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, heading down to the final part of the map, but it abruptly ends, and Nepijin making things a whole different game now, as we have made this a best of 5. It is tied at 4, ladies and gentlemen.
I have no words for this. That ratio from Nepijin is just absolutely insane right now. And Pavin with a less 200 count, I think he gave us a little bit of a scare with this pick right here. But unfortunately, this is gonna be a break point for Pavin given to Nepijin. And now Nepijin, picking his protect right now, which is Coordination 1. We're gonna be seeing in the middle of this match a BO5, our very own OD10 pick by Imperial Trinity. This is going to be so nerve-wracking because I think if I think I know what this is, it is going to be basically where the match will turn. It will either turn towards Nepijin or Pavin here.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge deciding factor. I mean, the winner of this map, of course, will go up, but they'll only be 2 points away from glory. And I mean, these two players have been taking breakpoints back and forth throughout this match, so it really will be very nerve-wracking for both sides here. And like you said, OD10, HP10 song. So I mean, this is the pinnacle of every single judgment matters, no matter what. And Pavin, and also one thing, 200s are going to be absolutely detrimental, as Pavin finding just a few 200s here. They're already down to 99.4. That's just how brutal OD10 is.
Yeah, so the one can even question if they're playing with hard rock on, but it seems like Nepijin is playing this like a normal map. 99.67% accuracy. I do not know what he's doing right now. That's just not human in terms of accuracy.
Yeah, honestly, Nepijin playing it like it's just like a OD8 LN map, but some of these trills rating down here not going to catch up anybody here as it comes down again. No one getting slipped up by these very awkward releases, especially that the fact you are playing on OD10. Nepijin just absolutely putting in cruise control here as we're now into the back half now. Nepijin still ahead by roughly 0.3 of a percentage.
Yep, and honestly, a lot of these like control-based sections that Imperial kind of implemented in this map, they are not very easy to catch. Some of them are just played according to the different like tremolos or glissandos based on the music, and it is just you just need to know the music inside out for you to actually truly understand what is going on in this map. It is a very artificially heightened difficulty for a map like this, and both players are just getting it done so well to the point that honestly I don't even know. It's just such an interesting frontier of difficulty to see. Just both players just struggling to play overall, and it seems like Nepijin did have a little bit of a drop from 99.7 to 99.56, but that is not going to stop his trend of just having a strong accuracy lead ahead of Pavin with a 5k difference, not secure yet, but as we close out this pick in the last second, I think it is safe to say that this lead is clear. And this racial difference, it is very clear.
It came down to ratio and also that 200 count. Very, very close, but it just came down to who had the better release timings, and at the end of it all, it was Nepijin, as they now go up 5-4, taking the lead for the first time in this match. And it is Pavin's pick, and this is a very, very crucial pick for Pavin. And I'm surprised they did not go Density 3. I thought you would exhaust those Density picks, go to the final Density pick you have left on the board. But they are going to go all in on Tech 1, on what could potentially be their last pick of this entire tournament.
Well, I wouldn't say the last pick of the entire tournament. I cannot tell you that just yet, given Pavin's performance. But, well, I think this is really shaping up to be a little bit of a contested pick. I would say I think Density is a little bit unsafe, at least for Pavin right now. I think seeing his score on D4 and how he lost it, he might not really want to go in for a very, very, very close accuracy match against what is arguably the strongest accuracy player in this entire tournament, Nepijin. And as you can see, not a safe start for Pavin either. I think he dropped a little bit in that intro.
Yeah, a very brutal beginning with these very fast mini jacks and these very fast opening burst/dumps, really throwing off Pavin there as they are already down in the 98, but they are climbing up very fast. So, but there's another break from Pavin, and just like that, Nepijin is already at a near 10,000 point lead. And I mean, there is still plenty of map left to go, so it's not entirely over. Just a very rough start for Pavin.
Yeah, but even given the rough start, you gotta talk about the merits of Nepijin still holding 99.67 despite all the bursts, all the relentless bursts, and just flams being just thrown at him. Like, is this even human? Is this even possible?
Yeah, this is absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're at a loss. We're at a loss for words right now.
Yeah, I'm at a loss of words.
Oh no. Can you imagine commentators running out of words? Oh my goodness. Anyway, 99.70% accuracy on Nepijin, it really starts to make you wonder where his limits actually lie on this map pool. It's just been so ridiculous to just see such a high accuracy on this map pool. And on a map like this. of all, like the technical picks, like, oh, okay, never mind. I kind of cursed it, that one. I think that's my fault.
Yeah, Nep will find the first break on their side here, but I mean, that was a very, very late break in the map in contrast to what Pavin has found. And even then with that, they are still 11,000 points or so ahead of the count here, as there's only 1/4 of the map left to go. Pavin is making a steady recovery in the ACK range, but Nepijin is going to have to find more breaks if Pavin wants a shot to snag this point now. I mean, there is still map left to go. Lots of these tricky technical sections with lots of mini jacks and bursts left to go. So not entirely out of the woods yet, but Pavin finding even more breaks on these same patterns. And now almost 20,000 points in favor of Nepijin now. Final 100k to go.
And this score difference right now is just absolutely baffling. 23,000 points of difference. And honestly, one can really start the question. I think it was the false start from Pavin that really caused a lot of harm in this run. Really makes you wonder why he picked that, but really crazy scores from both players. Honestly, without all those misses, Pavin's score would have been just phenomenal overall.
Yeah, absolutely insane scores. And now Nepijin 1 point away from winning it all in Osumania Long Note Tournament 4. One more to go. And I mean, what else than on a break point as well? And I think this screams coordination too.
And really, as we get our streamer to refresh our overlay.
My favorite map.
Oh yeah, now my favorite map. Anyway, as you can see, I think our chat refreshed a little bit. We're gonna have to wait for the streamer, or we're gonna have to bring it up ourselves. And it seems like Nepijin is gonna go straight for Minerva. Okay. The entire tech pool is getting picked aside from dead air.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Alrighty, here we go.
Okay. What can I say? This map is a very infamous map that came from, if I'm not wrong, MCNC, which is one of the tournaments with a lot of push dynamics, a lot of very difficult maps that were just unfathomable in our international tournament scene, which are constantly being pushed out to the Chinese players. So now we get a little bit of the taste ourselves with a edit from our very own cooler Xiazi Crizzlin himself. So I believe he's in chat here.
Yeah, and I mean, oh boy, if you're Pavin, your back is against the wall here. You need to, at all costs, take this point and take the next one to force a tiebreaker to stay alive in this tournament here. And I mean, this map is a notoriously hard map, like you mentioned. This was featured in, I can't remember which tournament it was, but
yeah, the Chinese Cup, yeah, MCNC.
Yes, the Chinese Cup. And I believe, at least with my experience, I have played this before. Insanely difficult map, and I cannot wait to see how these players will do on it. And oh boy, you just have to imagine. You just really have to imagine what it's like for both these players. Nepijin, 1 point away from setting glory here to really set out a statement, while Pavin is looking to keep their run alive. A lot at stake, and Nepijin gonna open up this map with an early break here, but Pavin just only 3,000 points in their favor, and they are finding some action drops, but Nep almost lost their 99 there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Pavin really knows his game right now. He has found his calling, which is basically to not die on this map, as we see Nepijin drop a couple of breaks here and more breaks show up on Nepijin's side, so Pavin gets a little bit of a lead. He knows exactly what game he's playing, and he is doing very well at his game right now, which is to just keep up the combo going no matter what. He's locked in, ready to go. I have never seen a player get so much combo. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Oh! But thankfully, that was fairly enough to where they are still ahead, but that lead has now shrunk to 3 digits, and it's still shrinking down.
Oh, no.
600 points of difference, and now 300 on the side of Pavin. It is a difference by just a few hundreds of a percentage now, and this is very dangerous territory for Pavin. And now it's flickering!
It is flickering mostly because Pavin hasn't hit his combo cap yet, and as we hit this really tricky second half with just super unhinged long jacks and just constantly changing BPMs, one can really wonder how these players are really keeping it up, and
Pavin!
keeping it up!
Pavin is
And
the first to
Nepijin's
jump
keeping it
on.
up!
But Nep trades it back, and now this lead is going to go back to flickering back and forth now. And I mean, Nepijin is the one in the deficit now. They haven't reached the 400 combo cap now, but it is flickering, and Pavin finds a huge break.
Oh.
And now Nepijin needs to hold on. They cannot afford any more breaks left, and we are down to our final 100k points of this map left to go. Nepijin in the driver's seat, 6,000 points in their favor, and it is served on a silver platter. The player who just barely missed out on the podium 3 years ago in Osamania Long No Tournament 3 will now come out on top as first place.
Nepijin finally clinching his spot on the podium, and what a spot on the podium it is! First place for the Osamania Long Note Tournament 4. One can only imagine how much he pushed through this entire pool just to make sure he could close it out on the first round without suffering too much damage. This, and honestly, even Pavin, second place, giving him a huge fight. A fight to the death with some of these maps, got insanely close with some of the score differences, even on what you could say is some of the most notorious maps of the entire long note industry or group we know right now. This is just I don't know about you, but I have been really happy to be here just to see this tournament and this championship match actually play out.
Yeah, that was a match and a half. And like I said, Nepijin just shy of the podium last year, or not last year, in our last edition of Osamania Long No Tournament, 3rd edition, placing 4th behind Nepijin, Grove Roasted, and Silvaska L. But Nepijin, now is your time to celebrate. You have just won first place in OMLN4, and Pavin as well, just shy of the podium as well, 5th place behind Nepijin, as a matter of fact, and that cycle will repeat itself, but thankfully in a brighter light as Pavin will take 2nd place in this tournament. Wow.
Yeah, I think both players kind of missed it out on the previous edition of this tournament. Both missed podium by 1 round. I think both ended up as top 6 players, and honestly, seeing both of them rise up to the top and just stay up to the top is just absolutely insane. And now we get ourselves the rite of passage. I like to call this the rite of passage. What you could say is the boss battle. The boss battle that everyone needs to play regardless of what happens.
This is probably the greatest way to end, really send you all off one final time with one of, if not one of my favorite tiebreakers ever, honestly. Genuinely, my heart goes out to all of the people involved with this map and this song. Literally everything, to the video effects, the people who drew the graphics, the graphic designers, the artists, the mappers, playtesters, poolers, everybody.
Yeah, what a monumental project it was for me. Honestly, I couldn't help but put my name on it because this is just a tiebreaker that just was created over 2 years of culmination of effort from rewriting the song about 3 times and just coming up to really find so many different composers just kind of help us out on this little passion project over here. I think personally for me this is one of the songs, one of the projects that I just had like zero regrets overseeing at all. And what a score is coming from Nepijin right now. Someone coming out of the first part of this tiebreaker with a 99.5% accuracy. This is just... Ooh, okay.
I mean, nearly 3 years in the making. What an absolute run Nepijin has been having. A 3-time Mania World Cup champion, now the champion of Oceania Long Note Tournament 4. One of the most competitive tournaments that Oceania has ever seen. A outstanding over 200 registrations? Correct?
Yes, I think it was exactly on the dot 240, which was shy of maybe the springtime Oceania free-for-all tournament 6 by about 3 to 6 signups. It was basically that kind of size that we were looking at, and honestly, everyone who signed up was a huge contender. Like, they could possibly play this map pool and actually try and run away with it in some of the countries. They might be the best long note players from their entire region, their entire country, and they're just here like as if it's an invitational Smash Brothers fight right here, just duking it out to the finish line. And what is this score from Nepijin? Still 99.31 going. As we get into this incredibly messed up section, which is a section by Felix Spade, a little homage to System Error from Speed of Light 3.
Oh boy, that is such an insane callback. I think I just got a 1,000-yard stare hearing that name.
I think we both are quite old to this thing. But as you can see, this map is just, I don't know, maybe a few years ahead of its time. I don't know. I cannot say it myself for sure because I'll be self-glazing myself, or like, you know, the meme with Obama awarding Obama.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And as we get into this piano section that basically precedes the, well, if you allow me to be cheesy, the Reflections Awakening. Oh yeah, I definitely should have been commentating this match from the start in with.
As also, I know we've talked a lot about Nepijin, but we cannot forget the runner-up here, Pavin. They've also have had an insane 3-year run as well, being an absolute standout player for Thailand's Mania World Cup roster, getting a podium, I believe a podium finish. I can't remember. I think I'm getting it mixed up with Indonesia, but putting up insanely well numbers in Mania World Cup. I believe winning a Lot Solo Score Rush a few months back, putting up a effort and silently climbing up to be one of the greatest players of their current generation. And everyone else here, I remember seeing these players in tournaments that even I was playing around in 2023, 2024. And now in the biggest stage of all, absolutely setting a statement in an absolute new wave for the future.
Yeah, both these players have really prepared, given it their all. I think they have been waiting for this moment as well. The just being able to face off potentially for the last time on this well, I dare I say the grand stage that is the Long Note tournament. I think both of them have a little bit of a vengeance, and they are really here for blood and really they're just doing their all right now. I gotta say the previous section was really messed up, but I'm so surprised to see both of them combo this that well. They are basically within 5k score difference, and that difference is gonna shorten right now with that note lock
also the
from
fact that-
Nepijin. Yeah.
The fact
And-
that this difference is only by 2,000 points is a bit crazy.
I know, and it's come to this moment, which is I actually coined this section the severance of causality. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just when we composed this song, we made sure that this section just made no sense. And here we go. We'll see who's the first one to break.
Yeah, here we go. And now this is a 3-digit difference. Oh my goodness. And as even
And
the
both players.
video itself is just absolutely crashing out here.
Yeah, the music crashed out. Everything crashed out, and both players suffering quite a little bit. And for some reason, the score difference is still lying towards Nepijin, albeit it is a little bit smaller right now at 2k difference. It is a difference that is very sizable for both players, given the accuracy that they are still at right now. 99.88 on Pavin, 99 on Nepijin. I don't think I've seen a score as high as 99% on this tiebreaker so far.
Yeah, absolutely insane performance. And I thought Last Wish was gonna be one of the hardest long note maps I've ever seen. This makes it look like absolutely like nothing.
I know, it just reduces everything to nothing. As you can see, this section, which I would consider a black hole awakening, both players are just kind of fighting to gain the accuracy on this 247 BPM section, and Nepijin is actually the first one to break on this section alongside Pavin trading it. And both players are just kind of really trying their very, very, very best to just keep up in terms of stamina. I think both players are kind of feeling the pressure to complete these rite of passage, right? And Pavin's actually missing a lot on this 247 BPM shield patterning, and it's really causing a little bit of a score damage, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm just seeing this entire map get played right now. Honestly, just brings a lot of feelings to me right now as we close out at the very ending. Actually, Nepijin with a huge note lock. That score is going backwards. It's going backwards.
And same with Pavin as well.
Oh my
Finding
goodness.
insane note blocks between these two as an absolute climactic ending. And now that lead's starting to shrink, actually. I know we were joking about this, but it's actually getting insanely competitive between these two. We can only imagine what it would have been if this went to an actual tiebreaker itself, but this is a very good simulation. But as the map concludes, so does this tournament. And once again, congratulations, Nepijin. An absolute stellar performance on both sides, and congratulations as well to our runner-ups, Pavin, our second place finisher, and Kunkawe as well, our third place finisher. Take a bow.
Absolutely take a bow. I think these two scores are so respectful. I don't think I've seen a score this crazy before. Like, this accuracy is actually up to 1-4 ratio on this, and like, honestly, I was not expecting anything this close. It's just phenomenal. These scores are just phenomenal. I think they're still farming tickets up till this moment.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, this has been a ride and a half, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for sticking around for this tournament. Like, I mean, Paulie can put it in better words than me, but 3 to 2 years or so in the making, this has been an absolute journey for everyone here, especially on the staff team, our poolers, our mappers, our commentators, refs, streamers, everyone on our staff team. Would love to thank you guys, the players as well. even if you didn't qualify, even if you no-showed for your qualifier lobby, just registering meant a lot to us. And
It
with
means
that, ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
it means everything to us. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude Oceania Long Note Tournament 4th edition for good. As, wow, you can see here our bracket, everyone we lost on the way here, leading down to our final performance of Nepijin and Pavin. And yeah,
Yep.
insane performances. We've seen a lot of insane matches as well. But like I said at the beginning of the stream, all good things must come to an end, one way or another. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude Oceania Long Note Tournament 4. Thank you all.
Actually, yeah. So maybe
You, Leon, tell me, what. Who's inside me? Why are they.
You're so demanding for all you have done to me these past few days. But I'm not a bad guy. Since you saw her for yourself, I might as well talk. The woman behind your broken mask. She is the true you, Misaki Kagamiya, the daughter of a famous yatai hailing from ancient Japanese origins. She became an assassin race and ultimately betrayed by Centaurus, the cult started by her lord.
Misaki? An interesting name. Makes me feel a little nostalgic. A little sad, even. And what happened to her to end up within me?
When the Centaurus saw you were rebelling, they deemed it was time. They made you their weapon, the Metal Centauri, made from the neurotoxin present within COVID. Yes, it not only altered vision, it mutated some people's essence in abnormal ways such that their hosts would live on elements of nature and learn to control them. Misaki became one of them and controlled all metal constructs, human constructs, and weapons bent to her will, leading to the fall of an era.
So you were saying. I, I am a Zentari myself?
In essence, yes. You may not remember this, but a crimson jewel bestowed by your fiancé had divine power capable of giving you catoptric transformation, creating a reflection of Misaki and sealing her within the same body. They gave this body the name Azo, an anima, a reflection of who you truly were, a reminder of your past life and the power you had yet learned to wield. Well, that's what the Veritatis Seekers claim. You know, the same dudes who suggested this horrible ritual to begin with.
If this is true, I have seen and done many horrible things in my life. I'm not sure if I deserve to live fighting against the kind that is within me.
Azo, everyone makes mistakes in life. I accidentally invented and marketed a recipe leading to world disaster. Even Misaki made mistakes by circumstance, not by will. What you choose to do next after knowing your mistake is where life starts. I choose to look ahead and start anew, building the humble noodle cart you tried so hard to destroy. And look where we are now. This may seem like a lot, but embrace your past self and look into the future. Honestly, I think you do a lot of good. So don't be too hard on Misaki.
Y- you're too kind. Even after many times I tried to destroy your career and Arya. I'll need a lot of time to process all what I just learned. But I suppose I can take a word or two from a fellow sinner selling noodles for a living.
So, can we find where Arya is now?
Arya. She isn't with me. I lied to you as a baiting technique, to test if you were Zentari. I'm afraid that is the case. But I'm still on the search for Arya. She's been found missing and wanted by the police, and people worry she's already a Zentari herself.
You're working with the police?
Indeed, a vigilante working specifically to capture Zentari rogues. You already know how much they've messed up the world. Funny that I am one myself. You know, not many people even get to see my corporeal form, so they couldn't hurt me even if they tried. But I'll try to keep myself safe from harm. In any case, whatever happens, I'll be sure to bring Arya back. For all the humanity you've shown a deity with a god complex.
Thank you for helping to find Arya. It means a lot to me, as her good friend.
In exchange, go confess. I will have your wrongdoings absolved so you won't have to worry about me or the police coming after you anymore.
Don't worry about that. I already had plans to do anyway. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure to teach you guys the ropes, just enough to keep the cart going. Things may not be normal, but they'll eventually be fine. I promise that.
Hey, the sun's already rising. You should go back. If anything goes wrong with your noodle cart, you know how to find me.
Just another day serving the classic 7 to the customers once more. Just another day.